Okay, this is how we do this. First thing you need to do is take this include samples file and put it in with the rest of your includes. Now inside that includes sample file, it actually has the includes for all of these functions, so you don't need to actually add that at the moment into your master includes list. Simply put this in with your includes and then put the rest of the functions except for menu packages in with your functions. And finally, replace your copy of menu packages with this new copy of menu packages. And when that's done, everything should come out like this, and you should see up here a sample menu. And we'll load that. Here's the sample menu. So the first thing we need to do is open up an empty Janus data table, like so. Now we go to the Janus site. And the first thing we want to do is download the sampling codes. We'll click them. We're going to use leg 160. And we'll submit the request. And here we go. So remember to copy the header. And you'll see there's 4 columns here. Well, I can't get them all on my screen, but let's copy this guy. And down around here somewhere, it makes a break over to the standard samples that we don't need. So let's copy that, Control C, go back here, and Control V. And so we got the requesters, the request number, and the code. And sometimes the code and the request number are different. Sometimes they're the same. Whatever. And we go up to the sample menu, and we want Janus load sample codes. So we do this, and this is going to be site U97, no, let's say 963. How about that? Go. Okay, now we need to download some samples. So we go back to Janus, and we want sample report. U 963 and hole A. Submit the request, and here we go. Way down the bottom, lots of samples in this one. Go there. Command C. Go here. Command V. And then under the samples, we have Janus sample list loader. And say 9 for the CCs. Okay, let's load another set of samples. Go back here, and let's have hole B. Submit request. That. Down to the bottom, copy, Control V, samples, sample list loader, 9, okay. We're done with this. Okay, now we want to add the requesters. Down here, Janus add requesters. So this is going to take the requesters from the sample codes and put them into the sample lists. So add requester, we'll do B, and then we can go back here and add requester and do A. And if you do a standard make data table, samples, you'll see here we have the requesters. Okay, final step. I'm not going to load any more of the holes. There's probably a couple more, but let's just do the final one now of count samples. And that's 963. And then once you've run that, if you go back to samples and you say sample count table, and you get this breakdown of the samples. So there we go. Now I'm not even going to bother to show you the other two at the moment, or the other ones, but select samples will give you a list of requesters, and you can click any one of them to isolate that samples from that requester. But first you have to load all of the samples onto the, never mind, I'm going to have to show you later. But this will get you the sample request stuff. You can play with the other one. Basically, have you open your images, plot all of the samples on top of the images, and then using the selector you can isolate individual requesters. And the other one is cursor array requester. If you just put the cursor array on one of the samples that's plotted on your graph, it will print in history what requester is. So that's that. All done. Hopefully this will work.